Folks, this is ioEther, and we're back with another Ether space. So, as you can see, this is, of course, one of my games. Excuse me. And I'm just going to let this play in the background while I talk. Unfortunately, for some reason, XVM is still giving me problems. Some games it'll work, some games it won't. But, yeah. Anyways, so what I want to talk about for this week? Well, obviously, I should talk about my disappearance for about 3 weeks. The short answer is I was sick, because I was. The long answer, which I feel you're entitled to, is I went down to Buffalo, or just south of Buffalo, to visit my fiance for the what's it called, Valentine's weekend. And I was scheduled to come back on that Sunday. On that Sunday, when we woke up, a horrible blizzard snowstorm thing had hit Buffalo, and basically all the roads and all the highways to Buffalo were closed, meaning that the 2-hour car trip we were going to take that day was just not possible. Because of the fact that my fiance works, that also meant that the only time I could come back after that Sunday was the following Saturday or Sunday. So, seeing as I was going to get stuck there till the following, Saturday anyways, I there wasn't anything I could do about it. So, just spend more vacation kind of thing. Unfortunately, there was no way for me to post videos or do anything about them during that week. And during that week, I managed to catch the most awful thing. I was down and out for a long while, and so when I did get back to Canada, it didn't really matter because I still couldn't talk. And when I say I couldn't talk, I don't mean like, my voice, I had laryngitis or something. No, my voice was technically fine. It's just that my throat was so sore that talking for more than about 5 minutes at a time that first week was just not feasible. Even the second and third, like the second week, and then of course now, talking for more than 15 minutes at a time is feasible but problematic. And you will probably hear my voice cut out every once in a while. I'm so sorry if that happens. I can't do anything about it. I have prepped as much as I possibly can for each of these casts. My voice is still not reliable, and it really sucks. But anyways, that is what happened. So what am I going to do about that? Well, first off, I'm really truly sorry that I screwed up. And then here's my voice. Perfect timing on that. Sorry. Again, I will try and remember to cut out these coughs. Okay, so what am I going to do about that? Well, we're going to come back to that, because I do want to give you all a chance at a gift. I'm going to run a contest. But the details of that we're going to come back to in a second. Because I'm going to forget about the third point I wanted to talk about if I don't do it now. So, I've had the same intro for like a year and a half or something, or similar to the same intro, and that is, of course, ever since I joined the TGN network, which I'm gonna guess that most of you don't realize that I'm even a part of. So I am part of a network. I have been a part of a network for about a year and a half, and they gave me a standard default intro for marketing and advertising. And when I first got into this, I had no idea what I was doing, and so I've been using that and been running it so long that I kind of forgot it's not mine. So I received a comment a couple weeks ago that I should probably do a new intro, and thinking about it, I realized, yeah, that's right, I do need to do a new intro. So I got some ideas as to what I should do, but input from my community is probably the best way to make sure that this new intro is as perfect as possible. Perfect is the wrong word. As suitable and as right, you know, right. You know what I mean. The proper intro. The best way to do that is to talk to you folks and ask you to contribute to it, as well as make sure that I'm doing this right. So, if you have any ideas, first post them in the comments below. Tell me everything you want to tell me. So sorry, I don't know what's up. As soon as I start casting, everything goes sideways, right? Anyways, now that way, if you post comments, then I'll read them and I will take them in consideration. If I see a really stellar idea, I'm not gonna wow, I almost said I'm not gonna not go with it. If I see a really stellar idea, I will definitely credit you and snag it. But yeah, so right now I'm thinking about some sort of duel between ELC and a tiger as my intro, but that's just a like off the cuff idea. I haven't really gone through and sorted out the details of it yet. And of course, this is something that I do want to try and tell a story of some kind, but it's kind of like, what kind of story can you tell in 10 seconds? Because that's about all you have. And it has to be a story that's fun enough that you can watch it over and over and over again without going crazy, right? So we'll see. I don't quite know what I'm going to do or anything yet. Again, if you have any ideas, definitely throw them over and I will love to hear them. I'll consider them. And yeah, so last point before this game wraps up is the contest. 2 contests actually. First off, apparently nobody cares about my contests or something, because I've been running one for the entire time I was sick. The Epic Hero contest has been running. I haven't received a single submission for that, so apparently nobody wanted a week of premium. That or the bar of entry is too high. I don't know which. I'm gonna assume that either you forgot about it or that the bar of entry is too high, and I don't understand how the bar of entry is too high, but whatever, I'm gonna assume that that's probably the problem. Considering when I run a contest that all you have to do is comment, suddenly I get a whole bunch of comments. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to drop the bar of entry, kind of. At the same time, I'm really going to thank the people who have really helped me keep this channel going. So there's a bunch of you out there who send me videos every week or every month or whenever you get a chance to. And so the next contest I'm going to run, which is going to take place over the next week, is going to be retroactive for the last month. And we're going to pause that there before the game actually ends and I talk against a black screen of death. So the next contest I'm running is literally going to be anyone who has sent me in a replay over the next week or the past month will receive an entry. You can only get 1 entry. It doesn't matter how many replays you spam me with. Please don't spam me with replays. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put your name on a list and then literally take that list and assign everyone a number, roll a dice, and figure out who gets what. The prize is there's only going to be 1 prize, a week of premium. I can't guarantee when that will get out to you. It will depend on when I do the what's it called, the prize gifting and whatnot. Next week's winner will be announced in next week's Ether space, as well as I'll be contacting the person via email, because of course if you've emailed me your game, I have your email address. Yeah, so that's how. If you do want to send in a replay, if you want to get into the contest, literally the only thing you have to do is send me a replay. How do you send me a replay? Good question. Well, all the information is in the description below, but if you want to hear it straight from my mouth, I need an email from you, with in the title, and I need tank you're driving, base experience, and any medals you got. Along with, I need, in the actual email itself, please send me a link to the wotreplay site where you've uploaded your replay. wotreplay is a site where you can upload your own replays, and then you get a link that you can send out to everybody so they can view the stats of your game, and it just makes it really a lot easier for me to be able to visually look at what happened in a game, who lived, who died, how much experience you got, how many shots you fired, this sort of thing. If you only fired one shot, I'm probably not going to show your game. Whereas if you fired, 40 shots and 30 or so of them hit and all that stuff, then I know you were really active and you really played the game to win it. And it didn't just fall into your lap kind of thing. And then definitely, it doesn't matter if you were the top experienced person on your team or not. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for indicators as to how intense the game was and how intense your involvement in the game was. Also, you do not need to be Unicum or whatever. I guarantee I can make you look amazing even if you are the average player or sub-average player. I have done it before. You don't know it, and that's fine, but I have definitely had players on this channel who are not in the higher tier of players out there. And I am perfectly glad with just making everyone feel awesome for the great plays they make, because everyone has an awesome game sooner or later. If you play this game long enough, you're going to have that one amazing game. So send it to me, and I will make the world feel like you're an amazing player. Anyways, so again, all you need to do is send me a replay, is send me an email with tank name, base experience, and any medals or whatnot you got in it, along with and inside the subject of that letter, make sure that, or email, whatever, make sure there is a link to the wotreplay site. The reason, if you do not send me a link, I can't guarantee I'll post it, for one, because it makes it much harder to see how intense the game was. I actually have to download it and then open it and then watch it, which is much more time consuming than just going through and opening up 3 or 4 wotreplay things and bouncing back between them to see which is the most intense game, and then grab that and play it, kind of. Which is generally how my process works. So now that you know all that, and I've rambled on for way too long, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So, before I do, I just want to say that, so this is an example of, just because of the fact that you're not in a uberly strong tank for whatever you're doing, doesn't mean that you can't seriously screw over the enemy team. So, I am bottom tier in a tier 9 game. I was the lone defender on this side of the board. Now, of course, I did have some really amazing support from a friendly T25/2. But this was pretty much just me speed bumping the entire enemy team, and because of my efforts, they didn't plow through this side of the board and win the game. They did, however, kill our artillery, who was sitting out in the open for reasons I have no idea about. But anyways, so using the amazing gun depression of this tank and almost drowning, I baited these two guys into the open, where they got murdered by flanking fire. And that was a T-54, so yeah, I mean, top tier tanks can still die to really, really stupid things. I'm fairly certain he was actually the best player on their team. before he ran into my little death trap there. So that's great. And my voice is going again. So have a great night, all. Please, for those of you who send in replays regularly, send me a bunch more. There's no point in not doing it. And for any of you who haven't sent me a replay yet, you know, maybe this is the time to do it. I'm thinking about making this kind of contest a monthly thing or bi-weekly, maybe. But for right now, it is purely a what's it called? Purely a one-off. As a I'm sorry for all those weeks of not being here. Also, I can't guarantee how many prizes I'll give out, but I'm guaranteeing at least a week of premium. If I get enough entries, I might bump that up to like 2 weeks of premium given out over to 2 different people. We will see. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. This is ioEther.
Hey folks, this is ioEther, and we're back with some more World Tanks. Side scraping. How to counter a player who's side scraping. So the E100 is trying to side scrape. And you can see, let's see. Ronick is actually firing at the engine deck of the enemy tank. And, well, that makes sense, because Ronick's gun is actually higher up than the enemy tank's engine deck, so he can aim down. And if he concentrates right, and if he, well, yeah, T-57, really? How did you miss that shot on the T-57? Really? That was like a free shot. So the enemy E100 is getting really pissed that Ronick can somehow penetrate him without being, you know, without exposing enough of his tank so that so this guy can kill Ronick. So Ronick's, yeah, again, gonna shoot for the engine deck.